Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the e-commerce minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The e-commerce minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. This episode of the e-commerce minute is brought to you by Frameology. Frameology is simple, beautiful framing for the photos you love. Pick a frame, upload a photo, done. Start shopping at frameology.com. It's e-commerce minute episode 356.
In today's episode, eBay launches holiday toy catalog.
This holiday season, eBay is following Amazon's lead and releasing a holiday toy catalog. The online retailer is putting out a toy book with the hottest gifts this year, as well as listings for rare and retro playthings from your childhood. eBay will be mailing the physical catalog to millions of homes, with 4 million smaller versions of the catalog inserted into People magazine on newsstands and sent to People subscribers. The catalog can also be viewed online. eBay also had an interactive pop-up shop this month called Toytopia at the Chelsea Market in New York City, where kids could come in and play with the toys on display. eBay joins the ranks of Amazon and Target, which have stepped up to print physical toy catalogs this year. All are aiming to fill the void left by the absence of the now shuttered Toys R Us chain, which captured over $1 billion in toy sales. As competition for the holiday toy dollar heats up, eBay's vast selection of rare, vintage, and nostalgia items for sale on their marketplace makes them stand out from the other catalog offerings from retailers like Amazon and Target this holiday season. eBay is me too.
So another catalog, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there site a catalog?
Basically. So there's also a PDF available, which we'll link on our website, ecommerceminute.co. You can look at the catalog. It's pretty basic. eBay has rolled out their new corporate identity, which has a lot of blocks of color and it kind of follows the blocks of color that are featured in their logo.
Yeah.
What's a little confusing is they're mixing just kind of, your general hot toys next to a 1967 DC Justice League game set, which costs $6,000. You have like a nice toy truck next to a $100,000 Magic the Gathering card. So there's a lot of like weird, rare stuff there. I don't know how many of these rare items are available, but I can bet you if I went to go look for like $25,000 life-size Lego Batman, it was sold out, I'd be pretty upset because eBay deals in a lot of rare and onesie-twosie kind of things.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of...
You're mad on this one?
Yeah, I get it. Like, I know you like those catalogs. That was the greatest thing ever, but are kids actually going to look at this stuff? I mean, I don't know. I feel like, maybe some nostalgic things, and it's like, great, but I don't know. Here's my thing. If they made a catalog, old school catalog, like old school, like, the FAA Schwartz catalog or the old school Toys R Us catalog, but not from like 10 years ago, from like 50 years ago. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it's a little confusing because, again, we've said this in many other podcasts. The people still are not quite to the point where they go, I'm doing my Christmas shopping to buy all the new stuff on eBay. People go to eBay to buy, my cousin is a Jets fan and I found this bobblehead from 1969. That's the analogy of, that's how people still perceive eBay. And they are still trying to be that Amazon Me Too, but also be an auction site. And with this catalog, I don't think it proves that they're either, because you look at each page of this catalog, and this is strictly a design and marketing observation, is that it doesn't really show me that you're either. It's just like you're looking at this toy catalog, and if you were kind of casually glancing, it's on your kitchen table and you're having a bowl of cereal and you're looking like, Like, oh yeah, here's a truck for $20. Why is this thing $6,000 next to it? Like, it doesn't really convey
No,
that.
not at all.
I think if eBay just said, yes, we are the place for collectibles, here's a catalog for this. We are also a place for new toys. Here's a different catalog, and maybe figure out your market segments and say, we're going to do 2 million catalogs here, but only 500,000 here, strictly to people who we feel may be in the collector's market. But, how you find that kind of mailing list these days, I don't know. But that to me seemed like be the more obvious way to do it. And maybe I'm not seeing it right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It still remains to be seen. And I understand what they're doing, because everyone wants a piece of that Toys R Us $1 billion that's just kind of hanging out there. We talk about Kroger doing their thing with Jeffrey's Toy Box, Amazon with their catalog. The thing that some of these retailers have, like Amazon did a few pop-ups in Europe, got Walmart, they've expanded their toy selection by 30%. Target, they're expanding the space they're allowing for toys. So everyone's really trying to go for that toy dollar, which is very lucrative and just kind of hanging out there because there's no more Toys R Us.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this pans out for them this holiday season.
Yeah. So I mean, eBay is nothing. I think we're a little hard on eBay, but they have 177 million active buyers, and there's 1 billion listings now. Probably a good percentage of them are for like empty aspirin bottles and collectible Jets bobbleheads, but that's still 1 billion things that people can buy. And I know that people who are really into collectibles, eBay is still the place to go. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see if the numbers come in after the holidays, and see if they have a little spike or anything like that. Bart, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
All right. You can find full show notes on our website, ecommerceminute.co. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow.
Still mad on eBay.
That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SumoHeavy.